Hi everybody, I hope you're doing well. I have something a little different I wanted to do today, and I want to start off by reading a poem, and it's one of my favorite poems by Edgar Allan Poe, and it's called Alone. Okay. From childhood's hour, I have not been as others were. I have not seen as others saw. I could not bring my passions from a common spring. From the same source I have not taken my sorrow. I could not awaken my heart to joy at the same tone. All I loved alone. Then, in my childhood, in the dawn of a most stormy life, was drawn from every depth of good and ill the mystery which binds me still, from the torrent or the fountain, from the red cliff of the mountain, from the sun that round me rolled in its autumn tint of gold, from the lightning in the sky as it passed me flying by, from the thunder and the storm, and the cloud that took the form, when the rest of heaven was blue, of a demon in my view. I really like that poem, and it speaks of a lot of things. And at the end, when he talks about the demon in his view, I've been thinking about that and what kind of demons that we face in life. And the demon that I wanted to talk about today has to do with self-doubt. And that self-doubt that really can keep us from being who we really are, or keep us from doing what we need or what we would like to do. So I would like, with that in mind, to do a short reading. And I'm going to start by pulling one card from the Druid Animal Oracle, just to see what, what animal totem or animal energy is working with us. So the cards are shuffled already, and here are the back of the cards. So let's do this together and see what we get. Just give me a moment here. Okay. Okay, we have the wolf. This is very beautiful deck. And the wolf is very interesting. It reminds me of that in-between time where it still has the moon energy, but the sun is just about to rise. So it speaks of, that intuition and that inner strength, but also bringing us, new ideas. And I had the experience, and when I was needing something, for a healing, and a wolf had come to me in a meditation and brought to me that very thing that I needed. When I work with that wolf energy, it has a deep, profound, quiet to her, but an instantaneous knowing, this wonderful transfer of information. So I love working with the wolf. And there's also, as you probably know, there's a loyalty about the wolf, and there's they're very, very social. So you can also bring in that idea that sometimes other people can help you in this situation that we're talking about. We're talking about that demon of self-doubt. There actually is so much more to the wolf. There's, did I say that inner strength, that, having that confidence and that inner strength to take that next step. Let me show you one more time before we move on, because what I'd like to do is also work with a tarot deck and do 3 cards. And I'm just going to do the reading quickly, and then we can, if you choose to meditate on that information later, that's fine. So I'm going to pick 3 cards from the Mary L. Tarot. And let me just say something about this deck. It's I find this to be a very powerful deck and a very beautiful deck. But I've also heard the people saying that, well, it's kind of different, which it is. and they put it aside. I did hear a few people say, well, I'm not really ready to work with it. It's a different system. No, it's really not a different system, in my opinion. So what I'm trying to say is, if you have it and you're afraid to use it, I would encourage you really to go ahead and start working with it, and to almost like dominate it in a way. Don't let it intimidate you. But if you really put that strength out in your intention working with it, I believe you will have very good readings. I think it's a wonderful deck. Okay, now let me get to the reading here. Let me just pick 3. Okay, one more. All right. So let's see what we've got. Okay, the first card is the King of Wands. Look at this, the strength in this card. You know, I just had this card a couple of days ago in another deck, so this is coming up pretty strongly right now. There is such a power and a strength and a claiming of your own power and a understanding of your own mastery of your creativity and of your spirituality and of your passions. It's a very fiery card. There is information that will come through in this card. In fact, you could see around his head, it looks like a sun. It's a symbol of fire. And that sun holds that idea of illumination. So this is a very strong, powerful card to start with. And it's, I feel, again, in the context of what we're talking about here, that self-doubt, this is very encouraging, but it's really reminding to connect with that inner passion, fire, mastery, and creativity, and spirituality. In other words, it's all there. It's a matter of tapping into it, recognizing it. So here, the second card is actually making me feel a bit emotional. It's the Two of Cups. So this Two of Cups we can, read in various ways, and one of them is balancing our own male and female energies. Now, she's chosen to use the red and white color. That's very alchemical symbolism here. The red horse and the white horse. And, so, yeah, that idea of balancing our own power within us to produce what it is we need. However, we all can admit, I believe that's a little easier said than done. We're all a little different. Now, for myself, in some ways, there are certain things I can do that I'm very confident. I can get up on a stage and dance and perform in that way. But then there are other things in my life that where the self-doubt comes in and how I feel shy about putting certain things out in the world. So it's so interesting how we're all a little different in that way. Okay, but another way that this card, another meaning of this card, it really also does have to do with friendships and love. And for me personally, why it made me a little emotional to see this card is because, that is something I do want in my life at this time, a partnership, and to have love in my life. I do believe that people need each other, and I believe that where some aspects of a certain person haven't quite blossomed, and maybe the other person balances that out, and vice versa. And then you walk along that path together and, really blossom together. So, I guess in my heart of hearts, that's what I want, because I feel that for me to do some of the things that feel risky and scary, I feel that with a partner would be easier. But, it more than likely, maybe the strength of this card would really have to do with that first meaning of, balancing within yourself. However, we can't deny that both are there, especially with this strong male presence here. So let's look at the third card. Okay, the third is the Eight of Wands. Now, it is a little different in this deck. Again, the symbolism is very alchemical with that red lion there. And, you know, I do remember in her book, okay, so you see how the red lion is, he's got like wings. Now, she did say that the wings of the red lion were the robes of the magician now open. So it's with that idea that now that it is that time to bring that power to fruition. And also, if you see, there's a child that is being held by the lion, a sleeping child. So what is it that is lying dormant? What have we been nurturing that is now time to come out, to bring forth out into the world? So if we're talking about self-doubt, you know, these are very strong, powerful cards telling us to you know, really embrace our strength and shed the weakness, even if it's time, even if we need help from another. I find this to be a very powerful, a very encouraging reading, really, really encouraging, especially with this last Eight of Wands there, really bringing out what it is that we have inside. So for me personally, this has been helpful reading because this subject has been on my mind. It is the demon that I am currently working on overcoming. So I love you, my friends. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.